to do.
How will you determine whether there is a concern for safety or violence? What is the line between the calls in which police will be dispatched and the calls to which social workers will be dispatched?
The line is also going to be one focused on violence and the threat of violence. And I also trust the operators who will be receiving those calls to make that determination, as they do every day today for so many emergency services.
And just two really quick points, please. There has been a lot of discussion that you would send social workers to domestic violence calls, which police are concerned about.
Domestic
so you're saying no.
violence calls? No.
And then the other question is, how can you be sure that a situation that does not sound violent when someone calls 911 does not become violent in the moment? Would police be assigned as backup?
I think what you do is you actually follow the experts that have shown us this can work when you're willing to ensure that you're trusting the mental health experts who have been doing this work elsewhere in the country, where they call for the police when they need the police, but their initial impulse when there's no violence in that call is to actually address the mental health at the heart of it.
Okay, Mr. Sliwa, you have encountered plenty of these types of situations in your decades of work with the Guardian Angels. So do you see this approach working? You're not a police officer, but you've helped out in situations.
So, Ron, boy, another fantasy that's not reality. Eugene, Oregon. Have you ever been to Eugene? I've been to Eugene. Come on, this is New York City. We have so many emotionally disturbed persons that are in need of help. I will tell you this, Andrew, you closed the mental health beds that were taking care of them. 40,000 when you came into office, down to 4,000 because of your cuts, which forced these people to live in the streets, in the parks, and the subways. These people need to be removed. They need mental health care. We need to make our shelters safe. I've been in 1/3 of the 300 shelters run by the Department of Homeless Services. It's Darwinian there, survival of the fittest. If we can make our shelter system safe, we can get men and women who are homeless in there, especially veterans who we're not giving any attention to, who we put out at Ward's Island at 10 o'clock at night, release during the day, don't give any training, have them roam about. And obviously, when you have nothing to do, you end up getting into trouble. This is a disastrous, homeless, and emotionally disturbed plan that we have in New York City. And I'm the mayor that can change it because I deal with them every day in the streets, in the parks, and the subway.
Okay, Mr. Cuomo, do you think that the NYPD handles these calls for emotionally disturbed people in distress well? Is there room for something in the middle?
I think the Assemblyman deals in theory. There's an advantage when you actually have experience. I've run homeless programs. I ran the homeless programs for the federal government. I worked with cities all across the nation. When you get a call on a telephone about a mentally ill person who may be violent, it is a very dangerous situation. And I think you should have a mental health worker accompanied with a police officer, because these can be explosive situations. I have been in situations that seemed apparently calm and fine, and then erupted into violence very quickly, and it got very dangerous very quickly. So I would have a social worker with a police officer and get the people off the streets. That's the humane thing, and get them the care they need, not institutionalize 40,000 people again. We have supportive housing now, which is what we use, and forensic beds for people who need them.
Let me get this straight. A police officer is there first. He has to wait for the arrival of a mental health care worker.
No, I would send them as a team.
As a team. But that's not realistic. You're dealing with fantasy also.
All right.
The police officers are going to be the first one on the scene, and they're always going to have to deal with it first and foremost.
Mr. Cuomo says that he has experience running homeless programs. What he has experience doing is cutting funding for the very programs that prevented homelessness here in New York City. As the governor, he cut funding for the Advantage program, which was putting New Yorkers who had otherwise been in shelters, otherwise been homeless, into apartments. I met one of those New Yorkers. She told me how that pushed her out of
Thank you, Ms. Mamdani. Brief response, Mr.
He's talking about a program 14 years ago that was a pilot program that had a work requirement. It was very controversial. It was $65 million.
It's like watching
talking about Advantage.
Three people talk how they're going to beat each other up.
It was 14 years ago, $65 million. I added billions to the homeless budget. Funded the homeless budget larger than any governor in history.
Okay.
He cut that program. He cut that program. Homelessness skyrocketed
Mr. Mamdani, we have aired this
14 years ago.
All right.
It was during the Bloomberg administration. And yes, okay.
Be right back, chat.
I want to ask you
Be
about
right back,
climate change.
chat.
As New York City confronts the impact of climate change, one issue already on the desk of the next mayor is Local Law 97. It's passed in 2019. The law requires large buildings to gradually reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. That may require very expensive upgrades to buildings, which some landlords and co-op owners say they just simply can't afford. We're wondering how each of you would enforce the law. You have 30 seconds. Mr. Cuomo.
Local Law 97, I support. Implementing the law is going to be the key, because it has to be done in a way that isn't so disruptive to businesses and residences that they just give up and pay the fine and don't even try to comply, which is what is going to happen now. It will be cheaper for them to pay the fine than comply. And that obviously will accomplish nothing. So, yes, I support the law. Yes. We have to implement it. But we have to implement it in a way that is feasible.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. Mr. Sliwa?
Local 97 will destroy those people who have invested in co-ops and condos. There's 100,000. It's forcing them to electrify. Now, you, Andrew Cuomo, took Indian Point offline, 25% of our electrical capacity with no replacement, which has caused skyrocketing electricity bills. And now we're going to force condo and co-op owners to electrify. Maintenance fees will go up 30%. These people will be leaving their condos and co-ops. They need relief. When I'm mayor, I slow that process down. We need our co-op owners and condo owners to stay here in New York City eventually.
And everybody has to fend for themselves.
Indian Point was started before me. It was a very dangerous situation. We have nuclear facilities upstate, and my proposal and what I did is run cables from the nuclear facilities upstate to bring the power to downstate. Indian Point had 20 million people in the kill zone.
Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. Mr. Mamdani, Local Law 97, how would you enforce the law as mayor?
I support the law. And I would also make it easier for condo and co-op owners to comply with the law, because what I've heard from so many is that it's cheaper to pay the fine than to actually get into compliance. And I think the city has a role here in procurement at a large scale of so much of what is necessary in these infrastructure investments. We've seen it be done in the Clean Energy Challenge within NYCHA. It's time to do it right here in New York City to assist those condo and co-op owners in meeting the standards we desperately need to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, New York City loves its parades, and the mayor is often front and center. You have all said that you want to be mayor for all New Yorkers. So will you march in all the parades that mayors have traditionally marched in, or are there any that you would boycott? Mr. Sliwa?
I think a mayor has a responsibility, whenever possible, to march in parades, to celebrate whatever that parade is performing as. I've been a Grand Marshal of the Pulaski Day Parade. I was proud to celebrate my Polish heritage.
Are there any that you would boycott, though? I just need to move this along.
Excuse me?
Would you boycott any of the city's parades?
No, I would not boycott any parades.
Mr.
It's the mayor's responsibility to be available to all racial, ethnic, and religious groups.
No, I wouldn't unless they discriminated.
Okay. Mr. Mamdani.
There are many parades that I would not be attending because I'd be focusing on the work of leading this city.
Which parade?
I've already missed a number of those parades because I've been trying to speak to as many audience as possible.
Okay.
I don't have the list of all the parades I've missed.
Wow, that's a lot.
Let me ask you this. Are there any parades that don't exist that you think should?
I can't tell you how wonderful
I haven't thought much about parades, to be honest.
Mr.
Lead
Cuomo?
the people.
I have
and
not
crush
thought
it here for New Yorkers.
I don't even know what parade doesn't exist.
Could be for anything. Mr. Sliwa?
Every parade has the right to exist in New York City. I would ask you,
all parades matter.
Thank you. Would you protect the Christopher Columbus statues that exist here in the city?
I'm telling you, my focus is on affordability. I'm not thinking about
you're not answering the question.
I'm so far past this. I'm like, usually, boys. You guys are like
Columbus
watching two old
issues come up.
That's what we call a disgraziato.
Listen, we're in the last couple of minutes, and we thought we'd have some questions.
Hilarious.
We thought we'd have some questions and maybe give a glimpse into your life, your personality away from the political podium. What's your go-to breakfast order at the bodega? Mr. Sliwa?
The bodega.
Eggs and cheese on a roll. No salt, please.
Mr. Cuomo?
Same thing. No salt also.
Mr. Mamdani?
Egg and cheese on a roll with jalapenos.
No.
Have you ever purchased anything in a cannabis shop? And if so, what did you buy? Mr. Mamdani?
I have.
Hey, gang, he smokes the weed, 420, baby.
Okay, Mr. Cuomo?
I'm sober.
No. Mr. Sliwa?
When I was shot 5 times, I've had Crohn's disease, I did use medical marijuana, yes.
Okay. In a dream scenario, we know it's not possible, but the Mets are playing Game 7 of the World Series on the same night as the Knicks are playing Game 7 of the NBA Championship, and you can only go to one. Which one will it be, Mr. Sliwa?
Again, which baseball team?
This is the Mets, Game 7, Knicks, Game 7.
I'm not going to the Mets game. I'm a Yankee fan. True baseball fans either like one or the other. I'm going to the Knicks game. That's my team, the Knicks.
Mr. Cuomo?
I'm going to go half and half. I can make it back and forth.
All right. And Mr. Mamdani?
This is what New Yorkers are sick of. Just pick a team.
What's
Come
your
on.
answer?
I'd be there for the Knicks.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of ground
This is
covered.
what New Yorkers
on that light
are
note.
sick
Thank
of.
you, candidates,
Pick a team.
for a spirited debate.
Yo,
You as well.
Mamdani's
We hope you got a lot out of it.
And the old
New York
guy in
City
the
viewers,
middle
New York City
is
voters.
fucking awesome.
The New York City
He
Campaign
deserves
Finance Board,
way
we
more
thank
votes
heartily,
than
and we
he's
urge you to
gonna
check
get.
out their
That fucking
website,
old guy that walks around Canal Street,
nycvotes.org. From all of us here, we
Guardian
certainly
Angel
thank you
dude is
for
legit,
watching, and remember, go vote.
He's freaking legit.
Tuesday, November 4th.
If he were
Have
a
good night.
younger man, Donnie would have a race on his hands, okay, folks? But this is a joke. This is such a one-sided fight. Mondani could win this debate with one hand tied behind his back and a blindfold on. This is ridiculous. I can't even do this, guys. I want to do it. I want to do it and I want to watch, but this is insane. Dude, watching them do this is nuts. They're getting smoked. They're getting smoked like beef jerky. Oh, man. Crazy, dude. Telemundo, Politico. Bibbidi bopsy, bibbidi boo. Yeah, I don't know how much more of this I can do, boys. We already got 12 minutes into this stream. And Mondani's just crushing it, kid. Crushing it. Pittsburgh is up, from what I understand. Pittsburgh is beating the other team there, boys. But yeah, let me know who you're voting for in the comments, dude. Who are we doing this with? What are we doing here? Are we voting Mondani? I'm voting Mondani. Are you voting Mondani? You know? I can't, because I'm not in the state of New York right now. And I don't know too much about these PA elections. These Philly candidates. You know? I'm in PA, I'm in NJ, I'm in NY. You know? But yeah, boys. We're going to end the stream there. It's JFlood201. Who are you voting for in your elections? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, add me on Instagram.